Consider a 60-year-old highly diabetic patient admitted to hospital for COVID-19 treatment requiring oxygen support. He's been given the best of treatments including steroids as well as remdesivir. After a few days he is happily sent back home as he has been tested negative. However, after a few days he starts developing serious symptoms, not with his lungs or his heart, but with his face, his mouth, and his eyes. He notices numbness in half of his face, black ulcers in his mouth, redness in his eyes, continuous headache, and swollen eyes. This is a rare fungal infection which spreads rapidly. And in order to stop it from reaching his brain, the doctor has to remove his eye. Shocked? So was I when I read about mucormycosis, which is also termed as the black fungus. Hello, salam, and namaste. Thank you for your overwhelming response on the earlier COVID related videos, which has given me encouragement to look into this topic of the black fungus or mucormycosis. Questions that came to my mind were: how did this fungus infect him? What made the fungus grow so fast? Why did the natural immune system not fight the fungus? What precautions could he have taken? And was removing his eye the only solution? Today, I'm glad to have a doctor with us who will talk to us about this rare disease. Presenting Dr. Shezan Ali, who has been treating COVID 19 patients since day one of the pandemic. Dr. Shezan not only serves BMC hospitals but also has his own online consultation clinic. Doctor will answer our queries regarding this rare fungal infection and also let us know about the reality on the ground. So, I welcome Dr. Shezan Ali Hemani. Dr. Shezan, welcome to our channel.
Assalamu alaikum and namaste, dear viewers. Thank you, Mr. Asad, for giving me this opportunity to speak about the deadly fungal infection mucormycosis, which is also called as the black fungus.
So, Doctor, please brief us on the situation on the ground with regards to COVID 19 and the second wave.
So it's a second wave in few states of India. Delhi, for that matter, is probably seeing a third wave, and according to the statistics and figures that we are looking forward to, the Bengal has just started seeing a new surge. So it's a second wave beginning in the West Bengal and the region. To be precise about Mumbai and Maharashtra, we are now seeing a decline in the number of cases that we were seeing, in the last week or something, and we hope that this continues. Though it is very important even today, and I would say this: "Do gas ki duri, mask hai zaruri." It is still important, and it is the need of the hour to maintain social distances and wearing the mask. The cases have decreased, but the virus still hasn't been eradicated. So I think we really need to make sure we take proper precautions for the same.
Most states in India have declared a lockdown, whereas countries like UK and Dubai have opened up. So, why is that so?
So countries like Dubai have already started, welcoming tourism and people from around the world. They are widely open for tourism at this point of hour when we speak. UK has eased quite a lot of rules, and for that matter, the states has also given permission to vaccinated people. They are allowed to roam freely without mask. India, or for that matter, all third world regions, they are still combating a lot of areas where it's not that easy to contain the virus, especially India being heavily densely populated, so it's a big task for the government. But we really need to take a moment and really appreciate the hard work and dedication put in by all the doctors and medical staff, as well as the frontline workers and the support team. Everyone, they've just been working in and out without the duty hours, without worrying about the family. They've taken steps staying away from the home, working extra shifts, making sure that the people coming are at ease. The BMC, the government of Maharashtra, has left no stones unturned to protect the citizens of Maharashtra and Mumbai for that matter.
So, doctor, what is mucormycosis?
Okay, basically, the first case of mucormycosis was seen almost a century ago. So it was probably seen somewhere around the 1876. And so it's not that this disease is something new, or it has just been seen or founded post COVID, or it's just affecting the patients uh, who have been diagnosed with COVID or something. The causative microorganism is mucormycetes, and the most common types that cause are Rhizophus species and Mucor species. So basically, the growth of the fungal infection usually starts, with the nostrils or the mouth and advances usually towards the cheekbones and then goes to the orbits of the eyes, infecting the eyes, and sometimes it leads towards the brains. So basically, in some cases, we've also seen, you know the infection is starting in the mouth and it enters to the lungs, and causing difficulty in breathing as well as the degeneration of the lungs.
So, doctor, what makes the fungus grow so fast and why does the body's natural immune system not work against it?
Okay, this is an important part. uh, Almost all of us have come in contact with this microorganisms on daily basis, but it usually leaves very less or negligible impact on our health. We've recently seen this a surge in cases of mucormycosis recently, which is probably moreover seen in patients of post-COVID treatment who've been given steroids, who are diabetic, who have been put on oxygen support during the treatment. But one of the main cause also is they are usually immunocompromised, and with the heavy medical treatments with antiviral drugs, antibiotics, steroids, oxygen support, usually the person's immunity is compromised and the person is at a high risk of getting hold of this disease. Also, people having uncontrolled diabetes are usually at the high risk, as uncontrolled diabetes is almost like an invitation to fatality. The big reason why we are seeing this surge is moreover when people try to self-medicate themselves or take steroids, and they do not follow the proper protocol of tapering the medications. So steroids cannot be stopped directly, and when these protocols or these things are not followed, or when self-medication is done, this does cause this issue, because steroids for a normal person also does increases the blood sugar level, and for a diabetic patient it is obviously going to increase it to a high level. If not being vigilant and not consulting a doctor, not having a regular check on the sugar levels, it can be dangerous. It could also cause fatality. Also, in this pandemic, we've seen in the second wave that there was a lot of oxygen scarcity, and the conditions were very difficult for people to find oxygen. So there were many social activists. There were people arranging oxygens and supplies. There were NGOs helping it out, and it's really a commendable job that everyone was trying to help each other in this drastic situation. Some by money, some by running here and there, leaving their errands. And one thing that had to be noticed was when we use this oxygen cylinders, the humidifier that contains water. So basically it is that we should be using distilled water. uh, Researchers and people, researchers have shown that sometimes using unhealthy water, or the normal water, or undistilled water to be more precise, could also be a cause of rise in mucor cases.
Oh, I see. So, there are many factors, including using steroids, doing self medication, and not using distilled water. So, doctor, what precautions can we take to avoid this fungal infection?
Basically, it is very important to get hold of the disease at the earliest. The earlier we are aware about the disease, the less fatal it would be. It is really important, as I said, to strictly monitor patients with history of diabetes, oxygen support, who've taking medicine, been administered steroids. So these are the basic people, as I said, that we need to filter out. Most important thing I would say is, please do not self-medicate. Do not go for self-medication. It is a big no. So do not try taking medications just because someone had this condition. He took some medicines and it worked on him. He might be fine. Someone else might also be benefiting from it, but it might not benefit you. and it could really be fatal, because the one of the concern is, there are not a lot of literatures available on COVID-19. With the new mutants and strains coming out every day, we see changes in rules and regulations for vaccines, for medications, the guidelines from the WHOs. So there are, daily basis, probably we could say we are seeing a lot of changes. The medical fraternity is capable of withholding or containing the fungal infection in the earlier phase. So look for any blackening in the mouth, or in the nostrils. If there is a headache, excessive headache, redness of the eyes, blurring of the vision, uh, blackening of the cheek or something. So these are the basic signs and symptoms.
Okay, so it's more dangerous for people who have a history of diabetes and are on steroids. So, doctor, what is a remedy for this?
As I said, medical fraternity today is capable of a good amount of containing this condition. So if you come early with the least sign and symptoms, and we get some basic investigations done and things done, we've got medications, we've got injectables, we can start on them. In the basic phase, in the starting phase, I think injectables and medications can work out, and they have shown good responses to a lot of patients. So if the spread increases, we might have to plan surgical extraction of some parts or organ of the body, sometimes even the eye or a nostril or part of cheek, depending upon the spread of infection. So we won't deny that this has fatalities and can cause deaths, but as I said, and I say again, that early diagnosis and treatment will make sure you are safe and healthy.
Okay, doctor. So, here the key is early diagnosis and treatment. Would you like to give any further advice to our viewers?
Every one of us, always wanted to be a superhero and save lives. We've seen Batman, we've seen Superman, we've seen a lot of other Avengers and stuff. We always wanted to be one of them, saving lives. So here is an opportunity for all of us. Restrict your movements, avoid gatherings, functions, take proper precautions. If you need to go out, please, as I say, COVID-19 as well as mucormycosis, both can be successfully treated and prevented. Okay, so even a small sign or symptoms you feel, go take an opinion from your doctor. Seek some professional help. Remember, the virus doesn't travel. We make it travel from one person to another.
Thank you so much for removing time from your busy schedule and giving us so much information about mucormycosis.
Thank you so much, Isabel.
We hope this video was informative, and if yes, then kindly like, subscribe, and share with others. Who knows, you might save someone's life. So please stay home and stay safe. Thank you.